Austin Walker,
Alex Navarro.
Vinny Caravella.
Alex Navarro.
I'm here to talk about her story.
Her story.
Whose story?
The woman, the person.
Her story.
This lady here.
Tell me about her story.
Okay, so her story is a interactive true crime style story.
True crime.
It is not an adventure game. It is not a traditional detective, third person action thing. This is a game about search engines.
When you say true crime, what do you
like the idea of investigating the basically just sort of like an old true crime sort of pulp story kind of thing. Like
But this is not a true.
No, this is obviously not a real true.
Okay,
story.
I know that's not obvious to me.
Yeah. Okay, so this is not a real crime.
Okay.
But it is a true crime in the same way that, say, True Detective would be considered a true crime kind of story.
Okay. Let's keep going. Tell me more about truth.
Okay.
How do you truly solve this?
What are some readmes to click on?
Yes, we do. So the game puts you right off the bat into this screen here where you are just on this computer. You have been tasked with piecing together a database of video interview clips with this woman.
Okay.
Who is being interviewed about the disappearance of her husband.
Okay.
That is really all I want to say about the story.
Okay, so huge spoilers if people are going to get into this.
The first
this is where you want to tune out.
This is where you will want to tune out if you want to know nothing about this. What I will say is that this is a $5 game on Steam right now.
Okay.
And I think it is more than worth every penny.
So,
Agreed.
So, okay, I won't ask any questions. Just kind of take me through how we do this. So you've
So
played some of this already?
Yes, I've almost finished it.
And I have finished it. And we have an interview with Sam Barlow, either up on the site already or going up soon. Sam Barlow is the guy who directed this game.
Yes.
He also directed Silent Hill, Shattered Memories, and some other stuff. So pretty good pedigree.
Yes.
I think the only thing I will say that I've heard about this game before, people tune in or tune out for spoiler stuff, is the videos are actually FMV, right?
Yes, they are.
Can we watch one of those?
Yes.
Yeah.
So
Let's
off the bat, let's just go with this default search term, murder.
Yeah,
Murder.
Vinny, I don't know if you want to check the levels. I feel like I'm coming in a little hot.
You are hot?
I'm a little hot.
Okay,
you might be a little hot too.
I'll take you down a little bit.
Anyway, while we're doing that, we will search murder. So here we have been presented with 4 videos in this database that pertain to the word murder.
Okay.
The way this database is collecting this stuff is that any word uttered during these clips is searchable.
Okay.
So in these 4 clips, she has said murder.
Yeah, the word murder has been presented. So here we're just going to start with this first one, 11 seconds long.
You think it's murder? I mean, clearly it's murder. What can I do to help?
And that's all the context you get from that
So
individual video.
some intern has gone and logged all these clips and cut out the bits and pieces.
Right. Well, actually, there's again, if you go through the README files, it's like they're saying, "Oh, this is how it works," and then there's the other README file where someone says like, "Oh, they set this thing up, and then some of the files are lost in a flood, but here's what Y2K hit, and
Yeah,
but you
they
can
got
go through this
mothballed.
stuff."
There's all this stuff. So there's a little bit of context. You actually see a little bit, occasional flashes of your person sitting in front of a computer screen.
A little Metroid-esque.
Yeah.
Okay, somebody needs to turn those overhead fluorescents off.
All right, so here
go
comes
through these, yeah.
another murder video. This one's 12 seconds.
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, that's me. But February, I mean, that was months ago. What's that got to do with Simon's murder?
Murder. I heard it.
So now, like, if you go back into that file really quick, Alex, just that same one, just click it once. If you wanted to, you could write in notes, like, and say like,
February,
huh?
right.
Okay.
Right. I feel like every time she says murder at this point, like Pee-wee's Playhouse style, like word of the day, you should like.
Yeah. And you can add it. And then another thing is that those are tags that you've added. So you could search, if Alex now search February,
Got it.
That
all
will
of the things
pop up.
that say February that he's tagged
What
will
a
also
robust
pop up.
database program.
Pretty good. And that way, if he wanted to say like blue shirt there,
Yeah.
she doesn't say blue shirt, but it's a picture of her wearing a blue shirt.
Is now tagged.
Yes,
Yes.
exactly.
So the idea here is that you're piecing together the details of this murder mystery by searching and watching all these videos.
And something she says will take you to the next breadcrumb, which
Yep.
will take you to
Right.
the next breadcrumb.
So
and to
it-
the last video that just says, I did it.
Yeah, well, so that's the thing, is that so in my playthrough, I actually came across some of the end videos, like the end of the timeline, much before I got, before I got a lot of the stuff in between.
Sure, so that's cool. So if you can go at your own pace, basically. Yeah. If you are a true detective,
yes,
kind of figure this all out. Like basically, Austin, you finish this, you could give us keywords to search for that would.
I won't do that.
Expose this whole thing.
You've got the wrong person.
Yeah.
Okay, that's cool. So this is almost like today doing this. This feels a little like on the heels of Serial, kind of.
That is,
yes.
Sam Barlow, who again was the director on this game, specifically called out True Detective and Serial, along with like Homicide: Life on the Streets as some of his big influences.
A show that is very much about interrogation and sort of the interview process of policing.
I'd like to speak to a lawyer now. Please. You have no murder weapon. You have nothing. And all these stories we've been telling each other. Just that. Stories.
So how robust, if you type in murder weapon, will it bring things back
Yes.
that have murder in them also?
So nothing else will come up because this is everything that already says murder, right?
So it's that's one video that has both those words in it.
So you don't have to put quotes around it?
You can put quotes around it if you want them. So
Yes.
for instance, there's a reason for this. Type in the word the. There are 164 entries that say the, but you can only look at the first 5.
This is the way they sort of blockade you from just watching every video with a certain word in, is that you only have access to the first 5 in the database when you search for it.
Is it by date they were recorded?
I think that's true.
Okay.
Yes.
I think
So
it's
these are at the
chronological.
very beginning, pretty much, of the whole thing.
Interesting.
My name is Hannah. Hannah. It's palindrome. It reads the same backwards as forwards.
Nice.
It doesn't work in numeric though, it's not quite symmetrical, but well, I mean, you get the idea.
There's palindrome.
Sorry. Hannah Smith, I live at 31 Gladstone Street.
In the README file and some of the setup for this, do you get the rubbish bin? Does it really say that on like UK desktops instead of trash can?
Probably.
That's great. Do you get the kind of case? Does it say like, hey, this woman was being, you're just kind of thrown in front of this
You
computer?
are thrown in front of it. You have no idea what the context is.
Really?
Those first videos are really all you get, and then you just kind of have to suss it out from there.
Huh, that's interesting. So that's a little weird. Are you a cop?
You are presumably someone who works in the police department, but you may not actually be a cop. You could be a clerical person.
Okay. That's really interesting. What's the DB checker?
So the DB checker is how you know how many videos you have accessed thus far. This is the entirety of it.
Okay.
The whole thing.
So Alex has since watched the second video, the last video,
Yes.
and then a couple in the middle.
Oh, you somehow watched the final video?
Yes.
Okay, and if you were keeping track of the date and times on that stuff,
Yes.
you would have known which video that
Right,
was.
and in fact, like that's one of the things that if I went back and played this game for the first time, or let's say there was a sequel to this, I would absolutely be taking notes about like, okay, that was the second video, or like column 2, row 1. You know what I mean?
Got
Something
it.
like that.
Can
so I
you
would
click
know.
on the highlighted stuff
cannot.
in? Okay, so
No.
you can't just pull up the last video.
Which is kind of
the one thing I would say I wish this game did was because, so in my playthrough, I got to basically the last 7 videos.
Yeah.
And I had completely run out of terminology that I could search for by that point. The whole time I was just like writing down, and basically any sort of emphasized word in the dialogue. I was just like writing down as like a possible search term. And then I finally ran out. There's no good way to go back to videos you've already seen without just researching everything.
Or if you had added it to your session, you would be able
But even the sorting for the session is not great because it's just this bar that keeps filling up. So you kind of need to be constantly tagging stuff, making sure you're very specific.
Like final.
Yes.
Final.
So I guess you could complete the game without necessarily seeing every video.
yes, there's an opportunity earlier in the game, where it says, "Are you done?" And you have to decide, are you done?
It's early in the game?
Well,
Can you do it now?
I mean, you could walk away right now if you want.
Okay.
All
But
But there's a moment that says,
mirror making.
"Are you satisfied with what you know?"
I mean, do you put in an answer at some point?
An answer to whether or not you're satisfied, but not an answer to like what you think happened.
Okay, so there's not really an end game.
Not exactly.
It's hard to say. I don't want to spoil things.
Okay,
That's the
all
thing.
right.
Is I don't want to.
The key thing is that just because of the way it's structured, the non-linear structure of it, you can get the gist of what has actually taken place like maybe halfway through.
Right.
And
Maybe
when
earlier.
you
Or
say
even
halfway
earlier.
through, like what kind of time?
The
frame
half
are you
no-
looking at?
out-
Outside
a couple
of the number.
hours.
Right,
Okay.
Yeah. Like there are a number of twists and turns. I knew a major one of those within the first 15 minutes because I wandered down the right pathway.
That happened through these videos, not like somebody walks up to you behind
Right.
you in your computer and is like, "I've got new evidence."
Right.
Forensics is in.
Goes ginger, so he shaves it. I mean, not that there's anything wrong with ginger hair. Another photo. They said a spring photo. This was taken last year on holiday in Rome. It's the best one I have.
So I'm kind of keeping to like the search stuff relatively non-specific here, and mostly leaning toward the earlier stuff because I knew those opening 4 videos were not going to reveal anything crazy. There are some really fascinating twists and turns. There's some really subtle character work in there that if you don't get like the actual explicit statements, you can still pick up on the details of what's actually taking place here.
By watching the video?
Just by watching, and
That's
even just some
very
of the
cool.
smaller, shorter videos,
Yeah.
like if you just you start to observe traits that kind of start to fill in the blanks.
Can I give you some I've never played this before. Can we
Let's
go?
do it.
Let's
All
try.
right.
Okay,
Blood.
but hey,
Yeah.
this could be...
This could get
Yeah.
into spoiler
so if
territory.
you're interested, turn off the video, go play it.
We have shown you as much probably as we can without giving away anything meaningful.
I still don't understand how you quote unquote beat the game, and it sounds like that's kind of ambiguous.
It's okay. So there was a thread on Steam about this, and it said like, I don't know what to do with this game. And
Yeah.
someone said, oh, you watch the videos until you have an idea of what happened here, what the murder was.
Yeah.
It's the Rockington Arms.
And then the guy responded like, well,
How do I get on the leaderboard?
how do I? Well, he said like, how do I know I'm done? And the person said, well, when you're satisfied with what you know about the case. And his response was seriously just this. It was, how do I know when I'm satisfied? And like, oh, buddy,
Yeah. I mean,
Oh.
hey,
Yeah.
I need it. When does my achievement unlock?
yeah. There are 13 achievements.
When do I get my
This
new game plus? Is it watch every video?
I mean, there's yes, you've seen. All
so
the
there are also
videos.
achievements for specific videos.
Okay.
And I got a few of those.
Let's search for blood. All
search
right,
for
so
blood.
now we're in it. If
Now
you,
we're in it.
we might hit spoilers.
Yep.
We're probably going to cut this off in a few minutes anyway.
Yeah.
But let's do this. Let's do blood, and then like we'll follow it a little bit further, and we'll pick one.
Okay, pick the last one. Which is not even
I'm going
there.
to start with this one.
Okay. I've given blood before. Do you need to take that for your records?
Okay, that's the first one, and then we'll show the last one.
Okay.
Hopefully this isn't too crazy, but
She was sat behind him. She had my wig on. And she'd been there all day. And she had blood on her. And she was in shock.
Okay. I got a new thing to test. What?
that's you.
Okay.
Yeah.
So if it doesn't tell you how many, 5 entries found. So
Yes.
That's how
it.
many for
So
that
that's,
turn.
That's it. Those are the only 5
okay,
inches of blood.
there aren't more that's just
No.
in shock. All right. How about personality?
Nope.
Okay. How about disorder? Oh man, how about psychiatrist? Is it pretty good with the spell check and stuff?
Yes.
How about split?
I've gone down this road, Vinny.
Okay.
What's she gonna say?
No. I was 15. Carl was older. 17, I think. I was really into him, regardless of how he actually behaved. Lots of drunken teenage sex. We did it in a church once.
You shouldn't do that.
Stupid.
They don't like
Stupid.
that.
Yeah.
So he got tired of us and we split up after
Damn it.
about 6 months.
Type in Tyler
Split up.
Durden.
Yep.
Those early experiences, they help you realise who's really important to you, you know? Family.
Type in tattoo.
Hmm?
Tattoo. Yeah, last one.
Just the last one.
Just the last
Let's
one.
call it.
Just
This
the
is
last
it.
This is the last
This is
one.
the last one.
Oh, I meant the last one in the series here.
I
You want
know,
the-
but
Oh,
let's,
okay,
let's not
yeah.
go
All
too
right,
much
fine.
further.
You know what?
You
I don't
should
wanna
play
go
this
to-
game.
I
Yeah.
should play this game.
I'm just gonna show. I'm going to. I'm just gonna pick a random one here.
Okay, how are we gonna do that? There is no random.
That's the one I landed on.
That's how it goes.
Wait, I didn't
it's the
see it.
third one.
Okay.
You okay?
Yeah, do it.
So I moved out. Got a small bed sit.
What's that?
Got my tattoo.
It's like a sublet, maybe.
I was singing in a bar in the evenings, so I had some money, enough money to cover my rent. And I've been doing something similar ever since. I haven't put down any roots. I don't exist.
Man, okay. So I will say this. I feel like I need to go finish this right now
Yeah,
and
no.
not
Yeah.
look up anything else about
So,
this game.
yeah,
I almost feel like we should
should.
just
So the
lock
good
the
news,
comments on this.
the good
quick
news
look.
is that we did not show anything super explicit.
Right.
But this is as much as anyone should ever see of this before they dive into it.
Because this just seems way too easy to be completely ruined.
Yes.
Like the experience, rather.
As
Well,
I said
there's
to a
still,
couple,
here's what I'll say is, like I said, I had a big story thing early on, and there was a lot left, and filling out the rest of what that was still incredibly interesting because there's still lots of questions.
But at no point can you like type in a secret password, hit like a tilde, and then type in a thing, and you get like kind of Animus style,
No.
the full
no.
video, like, oh, you unlock the murder scene video.
No,
Okay.
no, it's not that game.
Yeah.
All right. So I guess when I'm satisfied, I should go then explore what other people have found, and
You can do that. There is some extra little stuff, and
go play Minesweeper.
yeah, this is a neat little game.
Does this get you anything?
There's an achievement
Okay.
related to this,
This
but
looks like a fellow.
it's like
It kind of is.
It kind of is. So yeah, I don't want to give any more away about that, but I think it's definitely worth your $5.
oh, absolutely, yeah.
There's an interview with the director of this on the site, and we get into some deep stuff. I think there aren't any spoilers in that interview, but I still think everyone should listen to that interview.
Yeah.
Because we don't spoil anything, but also I could see it being even better if you've already played the game. So,
Okay, maybe I'll hold off then. What is hack info? Is
You know,
it my
that's-
wares file?
yeah, for that mirror game.
You downloaded and you
listen,
got
it's
a
on the
hacked
computer
version?
already.
What?
I didn't download
What
it.
did you do? This. So what is that? Are you trying to say that I should go find a cracked copy of this?
That's not what I'm saying.
Oh man, is that a
work
picture of the
speaks for
murderer? Is
itself.
that a picture of the murderer in ASCII?
No, he doesn't have any tattoos. He has a scar.
You said that was the last one.
I know. I knew what video this was, and I knew it wasn't a big deal.
But now
so-
I know. Now I need to go look for his scar.
Or do you?
Well, he cut himself with some glass. Why did that happen?
I don't know. Good question.
The one last thing I will say, I forget the name of this woman.
Viva Seifert.
Okay.
Seifert. I don't know. her last name.
Her performance in this is tremendous. It never gets weird or over the top. Like no matter where the story goes, she always keeps it grounded in a kind of believable reality.
Okay.
And for a game that entirely relies on a single performance to sell
She holds
what's
it?
going on, she more than holds
So
it.
did you never hear somebody questioning her? All the
No.
other questions are
Never.
cut out.
There are never any questions from the police. You always have to. She speaks in the way
Yeah.
that like interview subjects in
Totally.
video game. You know,
If you could say the question
could you repeat
back,
the question
yeah,
in an
right,
answer?
right.
Yeah, that's
Where
how it
was
is.
I born? Well, let me.
Yeah.
Okay.
But
Okay,
it's
very
really
cool.
really good.
Well, let's get out of here before this thing is completely ruined for anybody who
Yes.
has any interest in it, because it does seem very cool and very different.
It is. It's unlike any other like sort of interactive crime fiction that I've played.
Is there anything else on your desktop?
Not really.
What if you close this program?
It closes the
whole thing.
Let's look at
I
the
got-
Oh, it does?
There's
I
a
got this
clock.
clock.
Nice,
Yeah.
that's a sick clock.
Yeah.
Can you change the time?
I don't think so.
Get more money in Fable. What if you log off, close the game?
Yeah.
Log off. Time to log off.
All right, thank you guys. That's pretty awesome.
Yeah.
Yes.
Thanks, guys.